Okay. So I was thinking I'll start by just sharing current energies. I might have to repeat it when we start over again at 2 o'clock. We'll see. But so current energies are interesting right now. Actually, the solar energy is kind of stable. So there's not a lot happening from that front or from the Schumann resonance. But that was part of the inspiration behind my last email about feeling restless. Can somebody tell me if they can hear my puppy in the background? No, you can't? Okay. So puppy's teething right now. And my son is home today because he had a fever. He started school last week and I think he's just clearing. So I can hear them playing in the background, but as long as nobody is distracted by that. Um, so anyways, we're in this interesting period where things are kind of a little bit more settled, but many of us have actually gone through a big shift. And so this is where we start to feel restless because we have this inner shift that we've been through, but sometimes it takes time in this 3D realm for it to start to catch up in our outer world. And this will be when it feels like you're just very aware of where you just want something more. Like you want something that's more aligned with you, that's a better fit for you. I also like to think about, hi, Monique. I like to think about shifts when we keep going through these upgrades, which we'll continue to go through. And the upgrades are also unravelings, unlearnings, unwindings of all of the false misunderstandings that we've adopted along the way in this lifetime, in past lifetimes that have pulled our field out of alignment. And so we keep unwinding and letting go and unraveling. And then when we go through like a concentrated phase of that, we'll come out more of ourselves, more connected to our own frequency, more in our truth. But most importantly, when we go through these upgrades, unwindings, rememberings, is that we are actually strengthening our worth, okay? Because this is how powerful we are as creators. Anything that's happening out in our outer life is what we feel worthy of. Like that's kind of it. So what's happened after this shift is we actually have cultivated and activated more worth within us. And so that's why you might be looking at things and you're like, no, like, I don't even know how I'm in this experience or in this relationship, whatever it is, it's so out of alignment because you've finally cultivated that sense of worth where you know you're worthy than more than you might have given yourself permission in the past. It does not feel authentic anymore. So with that being said, I just wanted to drop that. Does anybody have any questions around that, around anything that's happening, energetically, or not? I'll just give it a moment. And if not, I can just keep talking. Let me ask you, who's feeling that feeling where they feel like they've expanded beyond their life? Like the pattern, you've expanded past the patterns of your life. Is anybody else feeling that right now? Here. Sophie is feeling that. Marley is feeling that. Monique is feeling that. Yeah. And so this will be you're more aware of your patterns. Could you even go as far as to say that you're more aware of the patterns that are keeping you trapped? Feeling expanded a bit, floating, Joyce. The energies have been so intense this time around, like nothing fits and I want to crawl out of my skin. I feel kind of trapped. Any tips? Yes, I do have a tip. We're going to be focusing on that in this healing session today, and I'll talk about it in one moment. I'm feeling more clear and aware. That's amazing. Some areas, yes, Yana. What about kids? My teen daughter is struggling so much in these energies. The kids feel it too, for sure. I'll give you some things that have worked for Theo, because Theo is also feeling it. You know, in our family, I've shared this before. We openly talk about all of this. So, because my husband's attuned to all of this shift in ascension conversation as well. But I would say this is what helps kind of across the board with children, is to teach them how to ground in whatever language works for them. Because what's happening when they're feeling out of control is that they're floating. Okay. They're probably their spirit, their energy is probably not fully anchored in, and it's giving them a sense of displacement. We can all relate to that. And so one of the things that I will say to Theo is, can you just pause right now? Can you just feel your feet on the ground? I also, he's comfortable taking even it a step further and saying clear, which is what he's agreed to within himself, to clear his field. We call it his force field. So if you can do in whatever language feels most appropriate for your child, to try to get them to land, to ground, to feel the ground, because that can help to not feel so overwhelming. And then, you know, just a simple letting go. And again, I'm very aware that we have to use our language appropriately for our children, for the type of children we have, right? And so you as the mother will know the best, but if you can figure out the language that resonates the most with them in terms of just getting on the ground and letting go of, just letting go, right? Letting go, you can call it energy, you can just call it letting go and clearing. That can be really, really helpful for them. Okay, so what else do we have? Okay, Jesse also wanting to crawl out of my skin. So I'll just say a no, because that's the second person and I totally understand that feeling. And that's also an indication that you've expanded beyond your limits. Okay, like you want to crawl out of your skin. You want to expand beyond the confinements that you have created for yourself. So this just means you're hitting up against your edges, and it's a wonderful sign because it means you're expanding, and it's really uncomfortable. So one of the answers to this is there's usually an area of surrender that we can go deeper into. And we're going to talk about that today in the healing, because I mentioned this on the email yesterday. Everybody who's here on this call, anybody who's resonating to anything that I have to say, is signed up for transformation in this lifetime. And not everybody is. Not everyone has come in to transform. Not everyone has come in to move through to a different state of being, from moving from survival into creator. Okay. Some people have come into this lifetime to work on something very specific. This is why we cannot wake people up, because we don't know what they came in for. And we'll just drive ourselves crazy and not be in acceptance of what they've chosen for their own lifetime. You know, every single person on this call has had past lives where you've come in to work on something very specific. You didn't come in to go through evolution and transformation, right? And so we just need to find this really beautiful accepting space of what people are choosing. And here's the thing where it gets even a bit trickier from a mental standpoint, is somebody could still not be consciously ascending and still ascending. Okay. Because there's enough of us who are consciously doing it, and there's a movement happening. So we just have to learn to kind of step back. It's not our job to awaken people. That can be a hard thing to understand, especially when you have a loved one in your orbit who you want to come along with you. That's like a big pain point for many people. But we just have, that's part of our training, our master trainery, to just settle into being an acceptance for what people are choosing. Okay, so I ended 2 friendships in the past days. Yes. And this is also coming up for many people because now, as we're in this interesting transition where your outer reality is starting to shift to your inner reality, there's going to be things that need to leave and things to make space for the things that are meant for your new frequency. Okay. Um, Okay. Definitely have some inability to bring cohesion between my everyday life and my energy. There's a disconnect. And I'm working to move forward, but constant obstacles I need to fight through, making movements at a snail's pace. I'm feeling very balanced, but I have to make changes to my diet to adapt to these energies. My body changed along with all of these upgrades, as it does, requiring me to not have any cheat items. I am asking to maintain the balance of grounding. That's so beautiful. Yeah, that's an interesting part of, the physical body's coming along with us, and the physical body is shifting and changing, and it needs to clear as well because it's holding some denser patterning because it was holding denser energy, right? And so now, as we are holding higher, more conscious energy, the body has to upgrade in order to hold those higher frequencies. So that's why many people are going through very different purges in different ways. Oftentimes it will come through the skin. It has for me. Sometimes it will come through pain points. And part of it is to see what you can do, but also acknowledge that your body's changing. And some people can get really stuck in their head that it's changing for the negative. And that's an area for us to just pause and say, listen, let me step back because everything that's happening for me is happening for my highest and greatest good. I am on the path of transformation. And so I am continuously upgrading. That's one thing that you can be rest assured in. I think there's something really interesting. My husband and I, we went on a bike ride yesterday and we were talking about ascending. We were talking about expanding and constantly growing, and that he and I are both, growth mindset people, and we're always shifting and changing, and we're both up for it. And how, because you're in a lifetime of expansion, that you're upgrading, and that you're constantly leveling up. And so there actually is some peace in knowing that, because that's what you desire. That's what you urge. You urge to constantly unfold. You're wired for that in this lifetime. And so you can just have peace in that. Like, you are upgrading in this lifetime. And so some of us think, well, maybe I have this impulse to upgrade, but it's just not going to happen because maybe whatever reasons, like, things don't always go as planned. But it doesn't work that way for those of us who've signed up for transformation. If you've signed up for transformation, there is something within you that is pulling you forward. Okay. And again, that's not for everybody's life journey. Okay. But it is for yours, it is for mine. And so part of what I'm so tired of transforming. I understand, Joyce. I understand. And this is partly what we're going to be working on today. And let me see if, oh, see, this is hard for me because there's a bunch of people in the waiting room. I'll figure this out at some point. I think what I'll probably do is I'll just let people come in without having to let them in. So far, it's been working, this system of mine. I'll have to upgrade my systems too. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Okay. So one of the things that we're all talking about that we're going to move into our healing session with today is this impulse to keep expanding and to keep remembering and to keep unwinding and unraveling and honoring how difficult that can be and acknowledging how difficult, but also trying to not get too ahead of ourselves. Okay. Because if you're always upgrading, you don't want to be spending a lot of your energy on, okay, when's the next upgrade coming? And when am I going to start to feel this way? And when am I going to do, and when are things going to start clicking? Because that creates suffering. Because what does it do? It takes you away from this moment. And remember, we are here for mastery. Okay. We are here for mastery. And when we are here for mastery, what we need to learn is how to be at peace today. Okay, because this is the interesting thing about this reality, about how this all works, is that we're not moving forward to the future. The future is being drawn to us based on what we're holding in our field. Okay, so it's a flip in script. We think we're moving forward to this place. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. Remember, every single person here has an infinite amount of timelines that you can be attuning to. All right. Some of those timelines are closer to your highest potential, and some of those timelines are further away from your highest potential. All right. So what gets you attuned to your highest potential? Being at peace today, being at ease today. So one of the things that I'm inviting you all right now is just to take a moment and just check in with how your energy feels. How do you feel? Sometimes a really simple thing for me is to just to notice that I'm either in a place of ease or I'm in dis-ease, or I'm not feeling at ease. That's a really easy, like, I'm not feeling at ease. There's something that I need to, because one of the things for all of us is we are learning how to unlock our power as alchemists, right? We all have the power to transmute. And so if you're noticing you have unease within you, you have the power to transmute that into ease. And the more you take that into your hands, the more present you become, because that dis-ease is also another way of saying fragmentation. That means that you're fragmented, you're split within yourself. That means that there's some of your energy right here, and there's some of your energy either stuck in the past, in the unpredictable future. What you want to do is you want to come into a state of ease. Some people call this coherence, a state of unity within yourself, because that is an indication that you are present here. The more present you are, the brighter your light is, the brighter your vibration is. The brighter your vibration is, the more you have the power to attune to your highest timeline, to become a co-creator with the universe, okay, consciously. Because we're all creating with the universe, but we want to be doing it consciously, not unconsciously, okay? So let me just look at a couple of the comments. Lots of emotion moving when I move my body, lots of cleansing. I tend to feel physically tense during high energies. Any ideas to soften? Yes. Oftentimes it's helpful to take a moment to pause and drop into the heart and send different parts of your physical body love. It's wild how much that will start to soften your body. We'll actually do it today. And then Kathy, I'm aware of simply wanting to spend more time alone and being inside of myself, not totally feeling a desire to not be social. And Marley says, I've been feeling a lot of that too. That's right. Ingrid, in the down trough of energy, the denser stuff, I notice I rely on groups and others to attune. How do we flip from getting energy outside to inside with greater skill, or do we need the energy field? I know the groups are powerful. What might you recommend to emulate the individually, the alchemy? Thank you. I think I answered a little bit about that before, about saying just to drop in and get a sense of how you're feeling. Are you feeling at ease? Or are you feeling out of ease? I'm feeling uneasy. Because that's a really simple way to not get too heady about it. you don't need to overanalyze everything that's happening within you. Sometimes it's helpful to notice, oh, there's sadness there. There's like noticing the first emotion or something that's really available for you to witness, to help just witness it, and that will help to process it, to move you back into ease. And oftentimes what it is just claiming the peace within you, because there is always peace within you, always, because you inherently are a peaceful being of light. And so what we're meant to be doing sometimes is just pausing and finding that peace within us and giving that our energy, because that is what allows it to expand and to radiate out into our field. Beautiful. Okay, so let's begin. So let's just take a moment, everybody, tipping back and forth somewhat, not sleeping yet, have a knowing in my heart that all is okay and over well. It's beautiful. Okay. So let's just take a moment and find our breath, and let's just transition out of the head, because we've been in the head thinking right now and conversing. Come back to your body, come back to your energy right now. And just pause here. Invite yourself to come as present as you can, which requires letting go. I let go. I let go of the past. I let go of the unforeseeable future. I let go of the need to control. I let go of the need to play God. We're not here to play God. We're here as an aspect of creator of God, but we are not God. There's a very big difference. We're here to co-create with ourselves, with the universe, with the light within us. And when we stop playing God, there's a surrender to that. And it's a really beautiful surrender. So just feel yourself, just let go. Just let go of anything you're holding right now that feels heavy. And one of the helpful things is to not put words on what you're holding. It doesn't matter. It's just energy, right? So all of this is just energy. And right now, we don't need to analyze anything. We just need to be, because that's the gift we're giving ourselves right now. And the more that we just come into being, and we get out of doing, and we get out of thinking, what happens is we let our higher intelligence start to come through. Because that higher intelligence is always there, always. And the only thing that interferes with it is our thoughts and our emotions that are stuck in the past, driven by our thoughts. So when we can just take a moment just to find space from our thoughts, that gives us space from some of our stuck emotions. We just take a pause right now. Let that a higher intelligence that is you start to activate, start to move through you. And remember that higher intelligence is always pulling you back into balance. That's what it knows how to do best. It knows how to bring your physical body into balance, your mental body, your emotional body, your astral body, your subtle body, every aspect of you. That higher intelligence knows exactly what to do. And our ego, just needs to get out of its way. We need to stop playing God. We need to stop trying to be in control of everything and just take a step back. Let that light that is you come forward and do what it does best, which is to bring you back into wellness, to bring you back into balance, to bring you back into health. And just breathe into that. Accept it. Let it be. And then just notice if there's any dis-ease within you, on any uneasiness. And practice the art of not overthinking, just sensing. Like, for instance, when I'm sensing some uneasiness around my throat and around kind of my shoulder area. And part of it is I've just learned to sense what feels like flow and what doesn't. And when something feels kind of stagnant, I can sense it because I've trained, I've practiced to learn. And we all can do that. And here's the beautiful part: when we start to learn what feels like ease or what feels like dis-ease, our awareness, which holds our light, can go to that area and start just moving light, beautiful healing light, and starting to transmute whatever's dense or heavy back into the light. And so just try that right now. It requires no thinking, just being aware. Beautiful. And so just take a moment, everybody, to find that peace within you. It's always there. Some days it's easier to find than others. But that sense of peace that you hold within you, that just needs your attention, and just feel it and breathe into it. And remember that this is one of the strongest tools you have in your toolbox. When you're feeling out of sorts, out of balance, overwhelmed, you just take a moment, pause, drop in, and alchemize. And breathe and find that peace within you and bring it alive. Feeling it expand within you. Feeling it move out. As you just simply bring your awareness to it, it starts to grow. This peace is also integrally and absolutely related and wrapped up in your divine light. Okay? So the peace and the light are together. And so just feeling that peace, that light that is you, watering it with your awareness so that it can grow. And the more we do this, the more we remember that we hold this peace within us, we hold this light within us. We start to remember that this is who we are. Everything else that we hold in our field that tells us otherwise is not us. They are misunderstandings. They are programs. They are other people's energy. And so the more that light within you strengthens, it starts to radiate out, pushing out whatever it does not belong, whatever is interfering with you connecting to you and your light. So just breathing into that. I'm watching all of our fields right now, and I'm seeing that there's a beautiful, gentle purging happening right now as you brighten and lighten that light within you, as you strengthen it. That flame that gets stronger with your awareness. And the more you strengthen it, the more it starts to fill up your entire field with you, with who you inherently are. And as the other stuff, what is other, starts to push out of your field because it does not have the space to be there now, we just send that all back to source. And so just breathing as you let go of whatever it is that is not you, that is not your light, just let it go. I mention this quite often. We have to give ourselves permission to let go of what is not for us, because there's a part of us many times that wants to hold on to the past because it's familiar, even if it causes us to suffer. So this is your moment as you are dropped in, becoming more present, raising your light, to give yourself permission to let go of whatever is no longer for you. Just let it clear. Those old stories, those old narratives, those misunderstandings, those distorted belief systems, those limiting beliefs, whatever it is that interferes with you touching the truth of who you are, the eternal infinite light that you hold, and that is you. Let's let that other stuff go so that we all may move into the new, because the new is where we step into who we truly are. And we can breathe into that together. And I'm noticing some natural resistance come up in our field as we claim this, because there's experiences that have happened in our past that have distorted our sense of trust. And so there's doubt and there's worry of what's to come next. Or there's even doubt and worry that it's safe to be who you truly are. And I say to you this, we are now in a frequency, in a vibration on this planet where each one of us is safe to be who we inherently are. It is safe for us to be the light. And so just allowing these words to move through your field, reminding you of your truth. And we're clearing out any resistance from this lifetime, from past, that tell you otherwise. It is safe for you to be seen. It is safe for you to be the light. Beautiful. And let's bring our awareness to our heart space as we activate the heart field. Just like with the light within us, and just like finding that peace, all that the heart needs is for us to be present with it. And so just being lovingly present with your heart right now. The more you bring awareness to your heart, the more you start shifting where your homeostasis is. And we are learning how to live from the heart. And so in order to relearn, to retrain, we have to practice feeling that connection with our heart, feeling oneness with our heart, just simply by breathing in and out of the heart, feeling another layer of your self-concept, your ego self, your personality, the character you play. Just feel it melt away. It's just noise. The personality, it's the identity that carries all those limitations and rules, but interferes with our sense of freedom. So just let it go for this moment so that you can feel the vastness of who you are through your heart. And the more you move into the heart, the more you move into the truth of who you are. And you remember that not only are you inherently the light, an aspect of the light, but you are also connected to everything, to all of the light, to all of Creator. And so we feel this oneness the more we move and drop into the heart. And we're just bringing through an attunement right now from the angels, from the angelic realm, as you rest in the heart. Let's feel this beautiful angelic energy moving through your physical body. For anybody who needs another deepening of softness, just let this beautiful frequency move through you, through every cell of your body, through every muscle, every bone, just moving through, relaxing and softening, bringing the nervous system into balance, and just breathing here. And just taking a moment right now just to be aware of your spirit team around you without moving into the analytical mind. Just stay present in a state of being, remembering there's no wrong way to connect with your team, just simply by being aware and open to connect is all that you need. And just feeling their presence around you. And then just starting to bring your awareness to the crown of your head and just land there for a moment as you connect with your seventh chakra without overthinking, without forcing, just landing here with your awareness and being present here. And as your seventh begins to open and expand just through the attention you are giving it, the loving attention, we start to feel more space above our head. In the space above our head, in our auric field, we start to feel lightness here, because I was noticing that there was a lot of heaviness there. And the more open that space becomes, the easier it is to feel the presence of our higher self. And so just taking a moment right now, just to be aware of you, not only here in physical form, but the eternal you, the spirit you, the aspects of you that live in higher states of consciousness, higher states of awareness, feeling that. And as you are aware of it, you also naturally start to invite it in. So just feeling your higher self integrate with you into your body, into your field. This part of you that holds your wisdom, all of those experiences that you've been through, all of the training that you've been through, that holds your wisdom, that holds your knowing. Just allowing that in. And let's bring an attunement into your home or your environment, wherever you are. Just filling your entire space with beautiful high frequency light and just clearing away any dense energy, dense patterning, any fear, worry, anything at all that's kind of hanging out in your environment that pulls you out of your center, that pulls you out of alignment, just clearing it away so that you can just feel so much beautiful, supportive light all around you, so that your environment is supporting and restoring you and lifting you rather than taking from you. Just holding that intention, remembering that the most important, crucial part to any energy clearing or working with energy is just the intention we hold. Because the intention is what moves energy, is what directs energy. And so holding the intention that your outer environment, your home environment, and you can even do this if you're not at home, you can hold the intention that your home space supports you vibrationally, restores you, nourishes you. And just by claiming that, then whatever else is happening in your field just clears away. Beautiful. And coming back to that peace within you, remembering the more that you can keep alive this peace that you hold within you that is inherently you, the more we shift out of restlessness, out of needing to know what's happening next. And the more peace we carry in our field today, it is what draws to us a more peaceful future. And placing one hand on your heart, the other on your belly, as you make a connection to your body, the sacred body that is a part of this earth, honoring it for a moment, blessing it, feeling the beauty of being able to have this human experience. Taking a moment to bless yourself, to send yourself compassion right now, kindness, softness, acceptance. And now may we bless everybody who's on this call right now, this session. Just let's bless each other, feeling that heart energy move into this field that we've created together. Blessing the lives of everyone, of all beings. May everyone find peace. May everyone find the light within themselves. May every being be free. May every being be abundant and prosperous. May every being find fulfillment. And so it is. And then just placing a beautiful shield around your aura, gold shield. And then when you feel ready, you may open your eyes and come back into this room, this space, this container.